All right, what's good? What's good, man? I know I'm kind of late in making this video, but Saturday was the game, and I had to go live with my boy CEO on the Unfiltered Sports podcast. And, I had some other stuff to do Saturday, so I wasn't able. And then plus, yesterday was Sunday football, so a lot of stuff was going on. But you know what? I always make time to, I always made time to crap on people, when they deserve it. I always made time to pull my pants down and crap on people like they're the toilet in my bathroom. And guess who's on my list? If you can't read the title, Jim Harbaugh. You are on my list. Not only are you on my list, bro. How? And now, if you don't know anything about college football or you don't know anything about, the Big 12, I'm an Oklahoma fan. Okay. And one of our rivals is TCU. Okay. The simple fact that TCU's in the playoffs makes me sick. Not because I think Oklahoma deserves to go there. No. It's the simple fact that they lost the Big 12 championship to, I believe, Kansas State and somehow, someway got in there. I think that's absolute BS. And it kind of reminds me of when Georgia lost to Alabama in the championship game and Wisconsin was 12-1, but yet they put Georgia in the playoffs even though they lost the SEC championship game to Alabama. You should be kicked out automatically. But they put them in there. And this was in 2018. Yeah, it was in 2018. And by the way, F the Georgians for being Oklahoma that year too. But the simple fact that TCU's in the playoffs is utterly ridiculous. And I'm thinking to myself, and I didn't even watch this game. I think I was playing my game. I think I was playing WWE 2K or something like that. But I'm like, you know what? Michigan's going to whoop on TCU and Georgia and Ohio State. That's a toss-up. Whoever wins that, it is what it is. But no, I turn my TV on and it's 51-45. How in the hell? Jim Harbaugh, you defensive guru, you defensive guy. How do you give up 51 points to TCU? How? How does that happen? I am off the Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. He's not winning a national championship. I'm sorry. He is not winning a national championship. On the simple fact that you think Ohio State's going away? You think Ohio, just because I gave him credit for being Ohio State this year, even though it took him like 5 years to do it, but I gave him credit. I said you finally beat the big red monster in your division. Cool. Now it's time. Now it's time to go to a national championship. I think either Georgia or maybe Ohio State was going to beat them, but I'm like, that's a step up. But no, you lose to TCU. You lose to a Big 12 team. If you know anything about Big 12 football, we have no defense. We just play arena football in Big 12, and you couldn't stop that. Listen, unless you're versing a Texas or an Oklahoma where they can probably get a few defensive players here and there because they're big names, all you have to do against a Big 12 champion, all you have to do against a Big 12 team is literally run the ball, keep the ball away from their offense, and make them play defense. And Jim, you couldn't do that? You lose to TCU. How, Sway? How? How is that even possible? I am so sick and tired of people hyping up Jim Harbaugh. He's overrated. I'm sorry, he's overrated. You can be overrated and be a good coach. Do I think Jim Harbaugh is a good coach? Absolutely. But at the same time, you lose to TCU. How is that possible? How? I can understand if it was Georgia or Ohio State, or hell, I can understand if it was Alabama. But you lost to TCU. There's no... Hold Jim Harbaugh accountable. Hold him accountable. I bet some of the NFL teams who wanted him are saying, you know what? I'm good. You know what? I'm good. I wanted Jim Harbaugh on my Giants before we got Brian DeBoer. But you know what? I'm good. I'm good. Because at the same time, looking at Jim Harbaugh's NFL career, and I'm talking about his 49ers stint, I mean, all this dude did was lose big games. Lost to Seattle multiple times, lost to Baltimore, lost to my Giants in the NFC Championship game. All he does is loses big games. He's been getting his butt whooped by Ohio State for years. So I'm seeing the light. Jim Harbaugh is overrated. He's no different than Kyle Shanahan. He's a defensive version of Kyle Shanahan. Literally, these guys are good coaches, and most importantly, they'll choke in the big game. They will choke in the big game. And that's what Jim Harbaugh proceeded to do after losing to TCU. How do you lose to TCU? You guys were probably favored to win that game too. You guys were, if anybody knows in the comment section, because I tried to look it up and it didn't show me because the game is over. But if anybody knows how many points Michigan was favored to win that game, let me know. So Jim Harbaugh, you're overrated. You don't deserve a national championship. You're never gonna win one because Ohio State's still in your division. You somehow lose to Michigan State somehow, some way every year. You know what I'm saying? Who else? And then Georgia, Alabama's gonna be back stronger. You know, Florida State's coming up. Clemson's coming up. You know, Jim, it's over, bro. This was your one and only shot, and you ruined it. Will you make the playoffs next year? Sure. You're probably going to make the playoffs next year because, you know, I heard that it might be extended from 4 to 8. So you probably make it into number 2 because you're a big personality. You're one of the stars in the NFL. Not NFL, in the NCAA. But you're not going to do nothing. You're still going to get clapped. It doesn't matter. No one cares, bro. Your quarterback's crying on the sidelines. I don't know why he's crying. He's crying because he trusts in you and you let him down, Jim. 51 to a Big 12 team. Wow. But that's my thoughts. What are yours? I will be doing a review on the what's his name? I will be doing a review on the college football championship game. I think it's Georgia and TCU. And you know, you probably already know I'm going for Georgia. It is what it is. I'm an Oklahoma fan, Boomer Sooner, so I don't like TCU, but I will be doing a review of that. But yeah, Jim Harbaugh's overrated and trash. RJ out.